Hello and welcome to DDOCast episode 534, recorded live on Saturday, October 6th. I'm your host, Patrick. With me this week, we have Evilbeeker rejoining us. Hello, sir.
Hello everyone.
Let's see, this week's screenshot. This is a really nice one. Lahari swings her staff in the moonlight in the 385th screenshot of the week. Thanks for sending in this screenshot. It's really nice, a very nice action shot. Very well done. Like it a lot. Let's see. We like to talk about Dungeons & Dragons online nearly every weekend. You can catch us through Twitch, YouTube, the DDO forums, iTunes, or from our website, DDOCast.com. DDOCast is hosted by Cyber Ears, the awesome podcast hosting network. Shows are available usually a few days after recording. And the next show will probably be next weekend. You can stay updated by following us on our social media pages and DDOCast.com for our calendar. The best place is Twitter. That's kind of the one that I use the most for this kind of stuff and letting people know what's going on. Let's see. On the podcast this week, we've got Update 40 dropped. So we get to talk about that a little bit. That was... Night Revels is out, so we'll kind of talk about some of the changes and kind of how we're kind of navigating that. Just kind of give you a couple of quick little things with that. With that, however, so before we kind of get into that stuff, just give you an idea of what my week's been like, and just kind of so you're aware in case there's some things that are a little funky or not so great. My computer died. It's in for repairs, and we are apparently looking at somewhere between 7 days and 4 weeks to get it back. So I'm back on my old computer, which I got all fixed, ran a disk cleanup to get up some space, and then ended up installing Windows because I broke Windows again. So with all of that, if there's some things that are a little wonky, some of the formatting is a little weird. I apologize. That's just kind of my week and why that is. It's kind of a bit of a minor miracle that we're actually having a show. And with that, this computer's not nearly as robust as my last one, or my newer one. So apologies to those that are in the chat. Have fun. I'm not looking at the chat this show. Sorry. So
if you're if you hate your computer and you want to torture it, just send it to Patrick.
It was not intentional by any means. This was not what I wanted to be dealing with this week.
And it was a serious failure. We were on the phone for what, like 2 hours?
Yeah, we were on the phone.
Trying to fix it.
Well, at that point, it wasn't even so much trying to fix it as it was just trying to see if I could recover the handful of files that, those files, by the way, were the D&D on DDO stream files that I was creating, including the player's characters. So, D&D on DDO stream, my campaign starts in a week. I have already killed the party, wiped the party. We haven't even started yet, so
nice.
I'm doing great as the DM here. So yeah, it's been a rough week with that involved. However, we do get to have a show, so yay for that. Let's jump in. Let's get serious here. Let's do game news, because we do have a fair bit of game news. We had Update 40 drop this week. So Night Revels is with that. They did say before it came out, and kind of again because we had a week off the week before, regarding the mats on Lamania, we should be seeing different numbers. They're making sure they're correct. So if you are not doing the event because you really didn't like what you were getting on Lamania, it should be different. There should be more ingredients, and hopefully that's true. As also just kind of, I'll come back to that. There were questions about, so there are raid level versions of the White Plume Mountain weapons. How to do that? So you will need a sentient gem of the appropriate weapon with no sentient XP in it. You need a non-sentient version of the originals, and 5 of a new ingredient that drops in killing time. It's a shard of something. I don't remember what the name was. I saw one, but I don't remember what the name is. The NPC that will upgrade your items to ultimate versions will be in the Hall of Heroes with an earshot of the White Plume Mountain. the White Plume quest. There were a lot of questions about, well, why do I need to get a weapon that doesn't have a sentient XP and a sentient gem in it, and I need to get a new sentient gem. I can't use the one I already have. Basically, the short version is this was all intended to not be. It's intended to avoid players hosing themselves. Is really what it came down to. The idea is that by requiring the sentient gem not to have any XP, you can't accidentally put your sentient gem that's got all of your XP into this thing that's going to destroy it, because that would be bad. Same thing with you can't use an item that has a sentient weapon or sentient XP gem on it, so you can't destroy the gem. That's really what it comes down to, and that's what they're doing, which makes sense to me. So,
no, I like what they did there, because then support would have been drowned out with complaints, and you don't want that. So it's best to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, definitely. It makes perfect sense, and sure, some people may have to go and get new stuff, but would you really want to be the person who loses all that stuff like that? No, that would be bad. So that's why.
There's plenty and there's plenty of smart weapons out there to go around. So put it in something that'll take it.
Yeah, and it's not hard to get those gems, the gems or the items. I don't think I haven't had that experience, but that's kind of what's going on. Let's see. Cosmetics. With update 40, Warforged are now able to wear the old cosmetics from Night Revels, so that's great. So there was the new NPC that lets you kind of cycle through some of the cosmetics that you can get from the daily dice. Basically, what they did for the initial source list was just take what you get from the daily dice. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to take stuff in the future, but it just makes it really complicated to determine what's actually in circulation. So there was some stuff, and none of that includes docents, which was kind of where that came from. So let's see. Almost to release notes. Red Panda jumped on the forums. Let us know that with Update 40, Dragon Blood Prophecy has a price increase up to 695 turbine or to DDO points. Sorry, I believe it was 495, so they added it up a little bit, just to they added more content, so they raised the price. If you already had it, you're good. Don't worry about it. So, just a pro tip: if you're kind of pinching those pennies and the points and stuff, if you ever find out that they're going to be adding content to an existing pack, get the pack then if you want it, especially if you can find it on sale. They don't usually announce that they are increasing the price until pretty shortly before, but they usually increase the price if they add more content to it. So, all right. Update 40 release notes. The Night Revels is back. You can the new quest this year with Night Revels is Gravework, so it's a return to the Minotaur Village. The one that you just completely massacred earlier. You can now go do it again, but with undead Minotaurs this time. So, yeehaw.
I haven't had a chance to run it yet, but I've seen some screenshots and it looks spectacular.
Yeah. I haven't actually had a chance to run that one either. I was going to, but I got sidetracked. See, there are new cloaks from the Night Revels vendor. There's a Green Reaper's plate mail and helmet set to go along with the cloak as well. There's a new pet, some more stuff. Also, the Spectral Dragon Eternity Unleashed is back. It's a different kind of a it's not the 24-person thing anymore.
That was nasty. It was fun, but it could be bad.
If it wasn't lagging, it was a heck of a lot of fun. It was just
exactly.
always laggy. I think I ran one run ever that was not bad. And that was awesome and amazing, and I wish I could do it again. But yeah,
I had a couple. The big thing is there was a bunch of guys that ran on Kyber when I was doing it, and if you had a cosmetic pet with you, the guy said, "Turn off your pet, or you can't be in the group." Because that was one of the things I think that was contributing a little bit to the lag. And if people followed those rules, we usually had good runs. We had it a couple of times, but not as much as people would have complained. Usually, it was if somebody had some kind of cosmetic pet going on, that usually ended up causing a lot of lag. And that's about when the pets were popular. They first came out.
Yeah, it's there were a lot of things that people were trying to do, but really what it comes down to is DDO just couldn't handle having 24 people in the same instance.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of a notorious thing with DDO. We'll talk a little bit more about Night Revels here. A new raid is now available. This is the raid Killing Time, the level 32 raid on normal. It's part of the, we mentioned, it's part of the Dragon Blood Prophecy Adventure Pack. It's the only really new content other than Night Revels. Who is it's VIP or have the pack kind of thing. Let's see. Wood Elves landed, so if you want to play Wood Elves, they're free to VIPs and available to purchase in the DDO store. Cloaks are available. There is a command code, show cloak on or off. You can also go into the doll that's in your inventory and turn it on and off. It's a little weird though because it looks more like a dress than a cloak on the doll.
Yeah,
you're looking at it from the front.
Yeah, you got to kind of click right in between the legs.
Yeah,
and then you'll get it right there.
I mean, just the lower half it's weird. it probably it doesn't work so well. It doesn't look so great on the doll. It's just, but you can turn it on and off from the doll. Funny little thing. Let's see. We talked about the monk's unarmed strike. Now gives plus to attack instead of plus 5 to weapon damage, 0.5 to weapon damage. So that was they were getting the same bonus twice because that feat was done that way, so to kind of match what other weapons are doing. Now that the 100 apps are weapons and they're doing that, we were getting it twice. It's sad still. Damage is going down. That's a bummer. See, favored soul, hit point, and spell point feats now more reliably apply their bonuses. The Frenzy Berserker Crazy Strike can no longer be stacked multiple times. Falconry Killer's Instinct 1 now properly grants only wisdom to hit, not wisdom to hit and damage. Let's see. Characters with the Grand Master of Flower's slow fall ability now use their proper monk animations. Divine Crusader's Crusade now mentions melee and range damage, all damage. Epic Defensive Fighting's hit points no longer drop on death. Oh man, that was so annoying. You'd die and then you had to toggle the feat on and off. Hit points back.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. That would suck.
Another bummer. And I was running stuff on a character, and it was we did R6 Rod. My rogue was using Epic Defensive Fighting because he gets plus 25% hit points with that. That's fantastic. But I was toggling that thing on and off every time I died, and that was a little. See, they fixed the visual with the crab shell buckler. The Sentinels of Stormreach said its end rewards updated. In addition to changes to the items, they no longer require sigils in order to craft. Instead, simply appear fully upgraded. Yay! I think they did that.
Cool.
I think they did that with the Red Fence stuff too. Like you don't have to unsuppress it anymore. There is a small bug with this. The epic quests still point to the old versions, as does the quest end reward, the chain end reward. Oops.
Yeah, that is annoying.
That's been fixed, so it should come with the next patch. They changed the descriptions of night black coffee and butter rum coffee to match their current functionality. They're no longer usable in public spaces only. Instead, are only usable in Night Revels dungeons, Night Revels graveyard, Crystal Cove, and Smug Rest. I think that stuff actually works in other quests as well, but there you go. Although, well, I guess Smuggler's Rest would kind of be I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna change Smuggler's Rest to be similar to the Night Revels change they did this year with the public area no longer being like a public thing. It's a challenge that you run through. See.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It might happen. See. Glamour Dust recipes now use the right icon and description to match the ingredient. White Plume Mountain Sending Gems now have their proper icons. Daily Dice now has 3 new items in the jackpot tier. Never tell us what they are.
Right?
Level 12 and 16 and calomel and unstable hand wraps now have the proper base damage. Poison damage of pseudo dragons is now more visible and has a shorter duration. I noticed this actually.
I never knew this one either. As I was reading through your notes, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, so I fought a pseudo dragon and we killed it. And I was like, oh look, I have a poison thing there. Oh right, I remember this from the release notes.
Oh, you and poison dots don't get along. That I remember.
Actually, it might have been in Kasplat. I don't remember.
No, that wasn't Kasplat.
Anyway. Let's see. Certain kinds of trap no longer fail to scale their DCs to level and difficulty appropriate values. It's gonna hurt. Epic defensive fighting stance no longer affects the range of quest-specific wands used in Framework, Price of Freedom, and Ascension Chamber. Please note that it still affects the holy symbol and the raven, the icon of the Raven Loft, Ravenkind, whichever the icon and the symbol from Curse of Strahd. It still affects those. FYI. Let's see. Amber Temple, once you draw Strahd's attention and survive his challenge, the extra chest has a chance of containing named loot. Yay, reason to do it.
Yeah, that is a great change too, because it's really hard to get. I mean, it's you can do Amber Temple in a heartbeat if you know the path, but to go back and get everything and then go back and fight the Strahd's forces, yeah, you should have a chance to get named loot because they were just handing out more Barovian weapons in that chest.
Also with Amber Temple, the Soldier's card. Now, a second dimension door will open into the crypt after the Strahd's vampire spawner defeated, so you can pick up the symbol when you're done. That's to prevent you not being able to complete the quest because you couldn't access the.
Right.
I can never remember which is the holy symbol in the Amber Temple and the icons in the castle, or is it the other way around?
I believe that is correct.
One's which. Partly because functionally they do the exact same thing in the raid, so there you go. Although, good use of the items there. Devil's Details, Hetera the Arenes no longer stays untargetable. Monastery of the Scorpion's puzzle now works as intended, rewarding players for its perfect completion with an untimely demise of its protector. That's good. Let's see. Night Revel. We're going to come back to that. Oath of Vengeance, they fixed an issue where panning the camera vertically could cause parts of the level. Actually, we will. So the Night Revels, I'm not going to read this whole list, but they changed what each quest gives. So nothing gives more than one. Everything gives chocolate, and then everything gives one more of the ingredients, and it's all at an amount that's relative to your score. Some of them are 2 times, some of them are 3 times. It kind of depends on which quest you're doing. The theory is that it's kind of done based on how long they expect you to be in there. Let's see, the Wood Elves. So they're similar. They have an enhancement tree similar to elves. However, they get +2 to dexterity and -2 to intelligence instead of constitution. It's actually kind of nice. If you want to play an elf and you don't want to dump con, there you go. They cannot take dragon mark feats. They have replaced with other things. Cores 2 and 4 give strength and dexterity. Each tier of the weapon line, they've got weapon lines for longsword, rapier, scimitar, short bows, longbows, and falchions. Probably the most interesting one, tier 2, they have Wild Step, which when you tumble, you gain a +10% action bonus to movement speed and a 10% action bonus to missile deflection for 10 seconds. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that is the only place you can get missile deflection in the game. So yeehaw. See, they get a thing with raging. So if you can rage, you can also get some double strike with their weapons. There's also this is a multi-selector, which is also kind of interesting. So there's one for raging, you get double strike. There's one that essentially but forgo metal armor and metal shields and rune arms, get some PRR, or you can count rapiers, falchions, and shortbows as favored weapons regardless of your deity, for the purpose of everything in the war priest and war soul tree.
I like that because I'm a big rapier guy. That's actually kind of cool.
Well, so this one is actually kind of really interesting because there's there's some fun things you can do with bows if you're doing the arcane archer tree. With 'cause I believe they still get the arcane archer tree.
Well, you would get that as a ranger if you were playing a ranger for sure.
Sure. But if you're playing in wood elf, and you are playing either a cleric or a favored soul, you could now make a short bow, your a favored weapon, and use it for all of that stuff, and use the arcane archer tree. So there's a really interesting kind of build thing you can do.
Oh, I see where you're going. Okay, yeah, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, so that could be a lot of fun. There's a tier 4 multi-selector for that adds to some of that stuff as well. And you can get Vigor as an SLA, so that's kind of neat. Which is for Warforged can now use the Night Revels Death Knight cosmetic armor. Azamar's protector form no longer disappears upon death. I challenged that because that just happened to me an hour ago. May not be working. Reaper difficulty. Damage and healing values now have a minimum value of 1 due to Reaper scaling. This time we hope that's true. It wasn't last time. The skill Intimidate now has a range of 30 meters, and a bug with its line of sight check has been fixed. I was actually finding this to be surprisingly as good as I was hoping it was going to be. Maybe, I don't know. Might have to play with it a little bit more. Air Savant now correctly applies to sonic spells and increases their caster level. UI, I have not actually tried this, but players can now sort their characters from character selection screen. So you can do alphabetical, A to Z or Z to A, class, same thing, or level, maximum to minimum, or minimum to maximum, or your last login.
I'm gonna have to test that.
I may not change it. Just from a simple standpoint, if I change it, I probably won't be able to find my characters that have been in the same place for the last 12 years.
Right? I mean, that's going to be exactly it. You're used to going to one area, but
I mean, case in point, when they changed the feat list to alphabet, or to
yeah,
instead of being alphabetical,
you guys in the feat list, I don't know. It didn't bother me as much as it did some people.
When I get used to it, it'll be fine. It was just kind of like I couldn't find things. That was all. Let's see. Sentient Gem UI icon is now the same as other icons. The following effects are now tagged to no longer display in the combat log. All Warlock R effects: Tavern Regeneration, Public Area Regeneration, Archer's Focus, Sign of the Ethereal Plane, Hiding in Plain Sight, and Battle Engineer's Charge Tier effects. Basically what they're trying to do there is clean up the combat log so you can actually go in and pull relevant information that you're looking for and make that whole. Let's see. Warlock R buffs no longer public display on their duration to avoid flickering themselves over other buffs. Yeah.
Hey, let's go back to the combat log for a second.
Sure.
What I would like to see there, and I don't know if it's possible, is to make a combat log like spit out to a text file, like in your directory. If somebody could come up with that would actually be cool. Like maybe have a toggle in your UI that says, combat log to text or file or something like that. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, it would for sure. I'm not sure. They've actually said once or twice why they don't do that, but I don't really remember.
Okay, fair enough. It just popped into my head when you were talking about it. I'm like, why don't they spit that out to a text file?
Yeah, it certainly would be. It would definitely be nice, right? Like it would make things a lot cleaner and stuff. So, yeah, that's what we got. So,
onward,
onward and upward, right? Let's see what else we got. Bunch of small typos and tooltips were corrected. The Creature Companions tab has been moved up to align with other tabs. Sentient Items button has been moved down near the Augments button. Kind of move some stuff around there. There you go. That's the release notes. We'll come back and kind of talk about Night Revels still in more detail. Before we do that, let's talk about some of the bugs that were introduced. Because hey, what's an update without bugs, right? Falconry attacks. So there was a change to be part of a fix for dual wielding strikes, causing your bird to quote double up, slowing the flow of the attack so significantly it was greatly unintended. Falconry attacks in general are being reworked with the goal of speeding them up. it really has to do with the animation, right? Like the bird has to get back to you before it can go fly again. That's kind of the issue there.
Right. I mean, think about it with the Iron Defenders too. I mean, sometimes your Iron Defender gets distracted; it doesn't follow you like it's supposed to. Same thing here, a little bit.
Yeah, it's always they got to tweak some of that stuff, right? So, also, a couple quests are broken. Wrath of the Earth and Newcomers have both been locked. So there you go. See, Killing Time, the raid. There is a condition between the flow victory and the failure flow. So basically, you can get to a point where if you fail the raid during the later part of the Lord of Blades encounter, you should recall immediately or risk being placed on timer without a chest. This is due to the victory drama playing despite the fact you failed if both conditions are set within seconds of each other. The quest doesn't properly finish until the end drama, so you should have about 60 seconds to get out. So there is a bit of a window to hit that, but it's the window to actually activate the bug is fairly tight, so they're not too concerned about it hitting a lot of players. But just kind of maybe keep an eye out for that. If it says you failed and you failed in Lord of Blades room, get out now. And this is something you were asking something earlier before we started recording. Character animations. Every player character animation in the game, somewhere in the hundreds, this is from Steelstar, I believe, was modified with the addition of cloaks. I can confirm that because when I visited San Antonio Games, the guy who was working on the animations actually showed me some of the animations with cloaks and what he was doing. And he had to go in and touch every single animation to add cloaks to it. So, as you can imagine, there are some there's some animation issues that they're tracking as a result. So if you do see any of those, submit a bug report. Please include the race, gender, and how to trigger the problematic animation in question. It'll help them track them faster.
Yeah, I found one as Patrick and I were talking before the show. I found one last night where my character would all of a sudden jump to the left and then jump back, and then jump to the left and jump back. And I even had the cloaks turned off.
Sure.
And they weren't on, so it was definitely different. I got to go back and double check it.
Yeah, it's a pretty robust list. I mean, if you think about all the animations you can do, every race and gender combination has a set of animations, so they have to change all of them. So they had to touch all of them, which means they probably had to go back and fix a couple of them. How it goes. Let's see. Bonus days. DDO bonus days brings you double Mysterious Remnants and a plus 5% VIP XP boost through October 7th. The sales. Advance your alt. You get 20% off of Tomes of Learning, select low-level adventures, plus 2 ability tomes, and character slots through October 11th. You can also get a Greater Elixir of Angel Tears with the coupon code GRTAngel through October 11th. Okay, before we jump into community news, maybe let's do quick thoughts on Night Revels and talk about Night Revels a bit more. So we'd already established neither one of us has run grave work. Sad. Shame on us. But they did.
Been a busy week.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I said, I'm just happy to have a computer that functions right now. But the biggest change probably for Night Revels is instead of having the public area that you can just kind of park in and get keys and stuff like that, that is now instance-based, and you have to actually go in to an instance. It's a 6-person instance. It's a challenge, just like the rest of the stuff on Night Revels. So you can use it to get a ton of XP the first time you run it. So that's if you have a character that needs XP, run them through that. Let's look at a nice XP boost there. But along with that, basically, there are a lot of questions about and a lot of concerns over how many keys you're going to get and stuff like that. I would say, personally, I'm probably getting more keys at a faster clip. Or what? Do you have thoughts on that experience?
Yeah, so I've probably run. Usually, what I do in what I'm going to do in this case is run all my tunes through it first, just for XP, then I'll come back later for ingredients. So I'm about 7 characters deep into, the characters that I want to have participate. I did notice a couple of things. Number one, if you run the challenge below level, you probably won't get any keys, or maybe only 1 or 2. if you run it at or above, you seem to get more keys. Now I was playing, I'm running either between 1 and 4 above whatever my current level is. And I was averaging between 5 and 12 keys. 12 was the most I got, 5 was the least I got. And that's
for a full completion.
Correct. That's for going all the way through. And I did notice, so if you haven't run the challenge yet, what it is you basically have to defeat different mobs. So you can't advance in deep into the graveyard because you're literally blocked off by like a wall of fog force, whatever you want to call it. You have to go through that area and defeat I think it's like 4 or 5 mobs per area. And
it's
then
groups of mobs.
Yeah. And then you'll get the little ding for your challenge, and then you can move on. So, but you don't have to do the whole graveyard. There's usually a small section way in the back corner that you don't have to do. But I would suggest doing it because the couple of times I've gone back there and made sure that everything was dead before I go on to the boss fight, I was actually picking up an extra 1 to 2 keys. So, and the couple of times that I did that, I mean, I was pulling down like 12 keys. And just as a reminder, they stack in lots of 10. So, you know, and then they do go in the green bag, I think.
The keys don't, no, just the
the keys don't, just
right.
The ingredients go in the bag, right? So, and then at the very end, you go back up to Delara's tomb entrance and you fight the bad guy, the big boss, and it's different depending on what your level is. I've actually counted, I think, 4 different types of bosses.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
I've only run it at level 30, so.
No, I ran a couple of epics and then like 4 heroics, and the epic ones were definitely different than the other ones. Although Doom spheres seem to be a popular theme as you're going through, so be wary of that. I did know that you can shoot them with ranged weapons from an extreme distance, and you can just shoot them and they're dead. They don't even turn on you until
they're
you
not
hit
particularly hardy compared to other Doom spheres you might be more used to.
Yeah, but if you turn a corner and there's one right in your grill, yeah, you're gonna get a couple of beans on you before you drop them.
Yeah, the things that I was noticing was I find it's more efficient to do keys without, if you're just looking for keys, to not finish the dungeon. I was actually doing essentially the first 3 stars was kind of the part that I was doing. The fourth and the 5th star doesn't take too long, but you have to do the 4th star, and that just takes a little bit longer running around. So I found that I kind of prefer just doing it up to the first mini boss essentially. And I could do that pretty quick. Also, you don't, as long as you're running it at level, you should be fine on key counts. You don't actually get more keys by running it on, say, 5 levels above what you are.
I did notice that too, right?
So if you're looking for kind of maximizing your keys, I would say, it's gonna depend on your character probably. I was playing a sorcerer who could just blow things up, so the first couple stars was no problem, and it was really doing the other 2 stars wasn't an issue. It just seemed to be not as effective from a time management standpoint. So, but
the first time experience is still really good.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
On Epic with experience pot, you're looking at, I don't know, I was pulling down 80 and 90 on a couple characters.
I think if you do the whole thing at level 35, I think it's going to be somewhere like 120k for the first time. But I don't know if that's what I don't actually know what the number is because I did complete it once. Actually, just complete. I think at level 30 I got like 100k, but I'm not positive on that. But you should get a pretty good chunk of XP, probably relative to very similar to what the other ones you get for as well. So free XP or not free, but cheap XP. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and the bottom line is I within 2 days I had 30 keys. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty good clip if you ask me. And I mean, I never had a huge problem getting keys in the past, but I hated to have to go to the auction house and buy them if I was really looking for a couple ingredients.
Yeah, I would definitely say that my experience, I've also been soloing it. If you have more people in your party, there's supposed to be more mobs in the different areas. So you, in theory, have more chance of getting keys. Most people that I've talked to have kind of said that they seem to be getting more keys if they're soloing, which is unfortunate. It's kind of better as a kind of a group experience. I will say though that I think I'm probably getting more keys in less time this way than I was before, and it's a lot more. I mean, it's a lot less boring. I don't know.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I don't know if I would say that it's like running that same challenge over and over and over again is necessarily a whole lot of fun.
Well, no, but the way before you're sitting around waiting for something to pop around you, and that part was kind of boring because it didn't happen as much as you always wanted it to.
So I think that overall it's a more positive experience for me. But all right, let's talk about community news. We got 2 chronicles to cover because we missed last week. So the one from 2 weeks ago, Chronicle 302. Doug Glendower took us through the Sharn in a series. So if you wanted to kind of get some information on, I think that was his. That was actually a blog series, not like just him running. So if you want more information on Sharn, I believe that's what's going on there. Drac gave us a first look at Update 48 on Lomania. So if you wanted to see those videos, I mean, it's out now. So, but if you wanted to kind of see some of that, you can do that still. The House of Grass returned with a new blog post. The comment for the week, what is the scariest dungeon in the game?
Anything in Strahd's castle.
Death House. I mean, Death House is clearly the right answer.
Death House is another one, yeah.
I mean, it's a haunted house, essentially. There's creepy dead kids talking to you, for one.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna bow to that one, sure.
See, the guild for the week was the Dungeon Crawlers, a brand new guild on Orion that is currently recruiting people who are interested in playing slow and learning the game and encouraging friendly and helpful team play. You can send in a message to Crispy, Seacan, or Svad in-game. Let's see, the fan site news. There was a shout-out for the D&D night on DDO stream as the Intrepid Adventurers tried to rescue Saba Jade. Let's see, Axel revealed his top 10 DDO adventure packs. Got a shout out for episode 533 of DDOcast. DDO Players News had episode 194. Free DO with Psycho Blonde had a video.
I love that. I love that title, by the way, Free DO.
Free DO is the title. Psycho Blonde is it's not 2 different people. I thought it was a name.
No, that's the title. That's the name of her stream.
Yeah, I got it. So playing DDO for free, I'm assuming. Yeah, that would be kind of a fun stream. The DDOPL folks ran the Crystal Cove Encore. Fridays and Ice with Bachelor Girl had episode 99. DDO Sunday with Alex and Lynn had an episode, and DDO Wiki Talk had episode 120 with Shoemaker. There was Inside the Magic Circle with Tone Station and Streaming with Even. Let's see, and then this week, the 303rd Chronicle. The community spotlight this week's was for Shroudapalooza coming to Thelanis. That is today. It is over, the first one on Thelanis, but they'll be going through for more, so you can check out, you can get more information on that as well. Also, getting a shout out tomorrow. Let's see, it's not really the first D&D on DDO stream, but it's kind of kicking off the new every week thing. So 7 p.m. Eastern on Sundays, we're going to be having D&D night on DDO stream. Tomorrow is hopefully the conclusion of rescuing Sapa Jade, depending on how things go.
I have my doubts on that.
Yeah, that they always seem to take longer than you think they are, right?
Well, and not only that, but you guys took the most difficult route to go right off the bat. So, well, we'll see what happens.
The part of Utini tomorrow will be played by Rentapone, hopefully. I will be off at a wedding, but it should be a lot of fun. And then the week after, so October 14th will be the inaugural episode of what, for lack of a better title, D&D Kasplat is what I'm going with for our group name.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and like I said, due to my computer problems, I'm doing great with this already because I've already party wiped the party. I've already had a total party kill. We haven't even started playing yet. There you go.
So then after that, then Jerry's going to do 3 weekends in a row. He's going to
Right.
do a Halloween themed adventure. And actually, I'm not going to be on till like late November then, because then
Yeah.
when he's done, you're on again. And then I believe Evan's going to be on after you.
Hmm.
And then, so I'm not going to be on again until the end of November. But I will also be doing some bonus D&D nights that they just won't be on D&D stream,
Right.
video stream. They'll be on my channel. But then we're going to post the YouTube videos to the DDO stream, the YouTube page later on.
Yep. Let's see. The comment for the week. What is the strangest creature lurking in Delara's graveyard?
Delara.
Sure. Let's see. Strangest creature. Not really...
Oh, they got the. Oh, we forgot to mention. So one of the things that I noticed, it kind of freaked me out the first time I saw it, was some of the doom spheres are actually giant pumpkin heads.
Oh, yeah.
So that's creepy. So I'm gonna go with that answer because I like those. Those were really kind of neat.
Yeah, they did. Well, sometimes I haven't been around. I haven't seen any in game outside of the graveyard, but sometimes you'll run into just generally around the game. The beholder will be a pumpkin, but they also will have them as just a skull, which is pretty creepy.
Right. Yeah, that is creepy too.
Um,
Anything beholder related.
Thankfully, they did not add any of the flame skulls to the area.
Yeah, I know how much you hate flame skulls.
I don't just like hate them. They're just kind of hard to deal with. You don't have a lot of options on how to crowd control them and keep them from blowing you up. Let's see. The guild for the week. For those interested in role-playing in DDO, Brock and Friends streams Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Solana. They've got 2 open spots in a role-play group. And welcome anyone looking to role-play. I wonder if Lessa took one of those spots. Let's see. Kaltorathis on Solana. If you contact them and you can get involved, you can just watch it on DDO stream as well. Let's see. Fansite news. The Hounds of Malkir ran the new raid Killing Time. Mickey's raid had week 91. Let's see. DDO Players News had episode 195. Better Days Ahead had an episode as well. Damsel DDO had, let's see, 97? I think it was 97th episode, 96th episode.
I was going to say, aren't they getting close to 100?
They are indeed. Let's see. Brock and Friends had an episode. See, the story of Hephaestus had part 5 of his blog, and another blog post from Return to the House of Grouse. Another episode of Freedio with Psycho Blonde, and Streaming with Even.
One note, in case you wanted to even see more people streaming tabletop D&D, Even is doing, if you check out her channel, she's actually doing learning how to DM stream with Even, where they're I believe it's called Cobalt Kindergarten. So
oh yeah,
so check it out.
Let's see. Also, some other Voodoo and Axel both had kind of first thought videos about Killing Time, and Axel also had a video about Update 40, kind of just some initial discussion stuff. I have run Killing Time. It's an interesting raid. I haven't run it enough to really give some serious thoughts about it, partly because so far I've always been stuck outside with the dragon and not actually gone into the different rooms. But I enjoyed the raid, and I like the story that's going on. It's kind of interesting. At least if we can do time travel, I always kind of have issues with anything that's going time travel because there's always issues to consider with time traveling. But I thought they did a pretty good job with this one. And I like kind of revisiting some of the older content in creative ways. Although it does kind of come across as perhaps being a little more time-savvy than like they're trying to save some time with creating a raid. But it had some nice mechanics, and I enjoyed it a lot. Let's see. DDOCast news. DDOCast will be back on Tuesday. If you're wondering why there wasn't an episode on Tuesday, that was day 1 of computer goes down.
We did do a run, but
Yeah.
but I wasn't ready to stream it, so we didn't. We actually did a Gibbers run and got a Gibbers. Woohoo!
Yeah, that's kind of fun. So we'll be back Tuesday, assuming I've got a fire extinguisher next to the computer in case it gets worse, but hopefully I won't have to use it. Just been kind of those weeks. And again, D&D night on DDO stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And the following week, the 14th, will be the inaugural run of myself as the DM and the Damsels and Rents and No Bob will also be joining us, as well as Drac. So we should have a fun group there. All right. I think with that, we can close this show out. Anything else you want to say about D&D night on DDO stream or anything else before we head out?
No, not really. I will say the bonus D&D night. I mean, for anybody who follows the new D&D products from Wizards of the Coast, we will be doing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. That is going to be our bonus D&D night game that we're going to be running, and we're going to have a couple of brand new players. So hopefully that'll be a good time, and some old familiar faces as well.
Good. It's always a good mix. All right. So thanks for listening to the show. Thanks to Evilbeeker for joining me today, and all the contributors for DDOCast and Standing Stone Games and Wizards of the Coast. And give a shout out to Fantasy Grounds, which we didn't really mention. We probably should be doing it more. Fantasy Grounds is sponsoring D&D night on DDO stream. So they gave us some content to use and to run. I think including the Waterdeep one, right? That you're gonna.
Yeah, and also there some of the stuff that Evan's going to be doing too. One other thing, and actually I will mention. So, in addition to Patrick not being around this weekend, Jerry is unfortunately got some personal stuff going on. He couldn't attend either. But I will huge shout out to Jerry. He did all of the layouts and graphics and animations for the D&D night. If you get a chance, if you don't see the live show, check out the Twitch recording afterwards. And I think Jerry did a spectacular job. And some of the graphic stuff looks really cool.
Yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to it. So check out, and that's gonna be at twitch.tv/DDO stream. It's the same place that we have there's all these other groups that we've been talking about, Brock and Friends and Freedio and other ones that's where they're streaming these things. A lot of these people stream on their own channel as well, but DDO stream is kind of the official one run by Standing Stone Games. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of this stuff on there. We're looking forward to see what we kind of come up with and how D&D night goes and everything. So
yeah, and if you're interested in playing tabletop stuff online, I mean, check out the stream just to see how Fantasy Grounds works. We all love it, and if
pretty
you're
intuitive.
Interested, if you're interested in playing, check us out. We might have some openings in the future.
Yes. All right. If you'd like to support the show, you can visit our website, DDOcast.com, or you can support us on Patreon. If you had a DDO-themed webpage or you Twitch DDO and you'd like to be featured on our website, email me, ddocast@gmail.com. I would love to put more. I'll also add you to my Twitch auto-hosting feed. So, if you want to get a little bit more viewership, I won't promise, you're not going to get 100 viewers from me or anything like that. But I'd be happy to auto-host for you. So you can also hit us up at ddocast.com for show notes, MP3s, our calendar, previous shows, and other fun stuff. If you'd like to be part of the show or have a comment on this episode or a question you'd like to hear us answer or a topic you'd like to hear us discuss or you just want to say hi, you can leave a comment or you can email us at ddocast@gmail.com. There's not going to be a roundtable discussion this week. Again, computer issues. Sorry. I was really planning. I had ideas. I knew what I wanted to do, and then I spent all week dealing with computer stuff. So hopefully this episode is nice and polished as much as it can be. But just follow us on social media, follow us for latest cast updates, and we'll let you know what's coming up next week. So may all your attack rolls be crits, all your chest level appropriate, have fun, and don't forget to gather for buffs.